What's up, Epic 7? I'm here with a quick PSA for you about Fenris. Do not pull for this unit.
Here it is, 23, right there.
Oh! God damn it!
Okay, well, it was close. I was like, easy.
I used a selector on this yesterday. Yeah, I guess a fourth holy sack is Pog. Somehow. Oh!
There could be more. There could be more.
Ah!
Listen, here's the thing. When I predict... I
feel genuinely bullied by this. If you've already spent bookmarks, it is what it is. If you're like me and you've dropped your resources, I hope you enjoy Elf Boy here. But for those of you who are undecided, who are trying to figure out if they want to spend their bookmarks on it yet, don't pull this unit. At least until after the Harseti banner is live. It's not that Fenris or Harseti have any kind of strange interaction. It's because Hoochie Shop just left. And anybody that's been around the block more than a year or so will be able to tell you that Hoochie is the harbinger of limited units. Okay? It is almost 100% chance that a limited or a collaboration follows the Hoochie Shop. And that limited or collaboration would be announced sometime in the next couple of weeks. This banner is a couple weeks long. It's sticking around until the beginning of October, guys. Give it some time. One, to see what's coming next. The last thing you want to do is pull a relatively mediocre unit who doesn't really seem to have a place in the game right now. Utter garbage. Triple torrent set. No shot. And miss out on a busted limited unit. Imagine the next limited unit is as good as Laia and has an artifact as good as Laia's artifact. Do you really want to chase this this Fenris unit and try to get his artifact on top of it and spend powder on that and then miss out on something that good? Now, we get closer to the end of the banner. We don't know anything yet. You do you. You pick up whatever you want to pick up. But we did some extensive testing with this unit this morning. We tried several different builds to run him in Arena, and even when we had success with him in Arena, it felt like, is this artifact worth powder for 240? I would wait till the very end of his banner before I spend powder on that. Make sure we don't have a limited coming that you'll want more.
22k day MG to a 36k HP Senya with his S3, so his day MG doesn't even just.
Oh, we got an Elbrus. There's a counter, so he does his thing and kills everybody, right?
Yeah. I mean, boom.
Man, that was like,
God.
Hit like a squeaky toy.
If you win
that
with
one hit
Fenris
from
in
Euphine
PvP,
almost one-shot him.
You will not win because of him. You will win in spite of him.
A couple of different units would have just been better, right? His modifiers are terrible. His damage is incredibly low for what he is set up to be. He was set up to do damage like a green Hua Young, and what we got was a crappier green Ervalin. Now, can he do damage? Yeah. Can you win fights with him? Sure. Every single time I want to fight with him, I thought, wouldn't that have been safer and easier with BBK? Probably most likely for her to counter, right? Counter. Ooh! Okay, this is like as good as it gets, right? He does his thing, and it goes right into his turn. Okay, into a defense break. Let's see how much damage it is. $60k damage with shit. Okay, that was pretty good. Wouldn't that have done more damage with the same gear on Ludwig? And I'm not even talking about ML Ludwig, Green Ludwig. It's really hard for me to find an excuse to run this guy in Arena. Now, I could do a showcase and show you guys how you can kill things in arena with them, but I could do that with just about any high-end DPS unit. I don't think he's worth building for arena. Guild Wars, I didn't get a chance to try him out, but I think it's going to be the same because there's not a huge leap between Guild Wars and arena. PvE, we tried to do a Banshee 13 one-shot. He does do substantially good damage. He is an avenue for a Banshee 13 one-shot. I think the same gear on Urvalin, the same quality of gear on Urvalin will make for an easier one-shot. I think he can do it at a lower gear requirement. I think the Bologna Tieria Banshee one-shot is still the lowest gear requirement Banshee one-shot, but can Fenris work there? Yeah, of course. So can a 2-star mouse. The Mighty Scout unit. You can one-shot Banshee with that unit. Just because he can do a thing doesn't mean he's the best avenue to do a thing, and I'm not sure that Fenris is the best in slot for Banshee by a long shot over other units that are in the game. What about Nightmare Raid? Yeah, he might have some uses against the Nightmare Queen. I can't test that until the next month starts. I'll try him out there and see, but I'm not sure he can stand up to the damage the Queen dishes out. That Queen hits pretty hard, and Fenris's biggest issue right now is damage and survivability. His kit is very counterintuitive. They made his kit center around he wants to be attacked with an extra attack, a counter attack, a dual attack. You want that to happen to him or your team, and that triggers him to do his attack and do damage. The problem is a lot of those attacks either kill or mostly kill him. And then he dishes out his damage, and that's all well and good, but the damage isn't that insane. Unless you've got defense breaks on the entire enemy team, it doesn't really kill anything, and then he's on death's door with no real way to come back from it. And if you build him bulkier to survive the counterattacks, you lose damage, because his damage is based on the difference between his HP and the target's HP, so the bulkier you make him, the worse his damage gets, and his damage is already pretty mid. He might be really good in the Ice Expedition fight. He could possibly be a replacement for Ram, because that fight is loaded with counters, and since it's PvE, you can control the incoming damage to a point, but we won't know that for at least another 6 weeks. We've got at least 6 more weeks of the current rotation before the Expedition rotation changes, and we see Ice Expedition back in play, so we'll have to test there. As for RTA, I've not gotten a chance to try him out in RTA. My opinion on that is just from watching other streamers use him, and yeah, they put really good gear on him, and they were able to kill things. And every time I watched one, I had the same thought I had in Arena. Wouldn't this have just been better to have this gear on a different DPS unit? But it's still day one. It's still the honeymoon period. Let people cook. Give it about a week. Let's see if the chefs cook up some insanely cool uses for him. Maybe we find some really special text that will make him usable, right? Maybe. He was demoed in the new Hall of Trials with Harsetti. He may be required for that. He may be best in slot for that. Maybe they were just demoing him there and there's other units that are better. We won't know until the Harsetti Hall of Trials comes out. But I can't stress this enough. He doesn't look good. Right? I'm not saying he's utter garbage. I'm not saying he can't do damage. I'm just saying his mods are terrible for what he's supposed to do. And his survivability is terrible for what you need him to do to activate his skills. And his PvE uses seem very few and far between and replaceable by other accessible units. So I would hold off and wait and see what comes next week. After the Harsetti banner is run, after we get an announcement of what's coming in October, then you can enter it with clear mind and all your ducks in a row, and make sure you're spending your bookmarks where you need to spend them and that you aren't missing out on something better right around the corner. Because right now, this is bait. I've seen people going nuts on the artifact, right? His artifact looks really, really good, but it's a whale artifact. It's something that you want plus 30 on. So I've seen people doing multiple pity summons trying to get plus 30 on this artifact, and I keep asking myself, where? Where am I going to use this artifact? Seaside Bologna? For all the nuns of places I use Seaside Bologna? On Fenris? Well, Fenris, if you're going to use him in RTA, he's going to need Guiding Light or he's just dead. And in PvE, you're probably going to want a different, more reliable damage artifact than that. I don't know, I'm sure there are some Rangers who could maybe benefit from it, but it is hard to find a Ranger that isn't married to Guiding Light nowadays. It on paper looks like a very good artifact, but I'm just not sure where I'm going to use it yet, and it's not limited. Nothing here is limited. You can get these with through your daily summons. His banner will run again. The artifact's going to wind up in the powder shop for 180 powder instead of 240 powder, unless you have an immediate need for this unit or this artifact. Stand down, wait and see, and then towards the end of his banner, the first couple days of October, then decide if you really want this guy on your team, and then you won't have any regrets with what's right around the corner. So anyway, that's my quick review on Fenris. I wish I had better news. I was hoping for something better. I was hoping for a green Hua Young level unit, and instead we got worser Valen. Anyway, give this guy an emergency buff, Smilegate. This is pretty sad. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good one, everybody. Take care. My Bri is a kind of a hybrid Bri. More DPS than effectiveness, but some effectiveness. No counters. Counter me. Hey, look, we won. Fenris OP. All it took was 2 R&L procs and a dual attack.
I mean,
this was totally Fenris's defining moment, man. What a great unit.
Oh, he's good, but he ends with another counter.
He's doing something. He missed, but he did something. I mean,
he healed
don't
the
miss.
enemy. That's
show
pretty
me,
unique.
Show me something without a miss. God damn it. It's so sad.
Bro.
He healed the enemy.
Yeah, boss. He's the first unit that can heal the enemy, bro.